Alright, how we doing, folks? Welcome to the stream. I am Jimbo Dickens, and today we're gonna do a salty run back. Yesterday we spent an inordinate amount of time getting to Mount Moon, trying to one-shot every required trainer without exceeding that trainer's level cap. After finishing that stream, I did a little research into what Pokemon I had available to me, and what Pokemon I had to fight, and turns out it was going to be impossible to get past Nugget Bridge, if not the next fight we had to do, which was Super Nerd, whatever his name is. But, that being said, I have tweaked the rule set a little bit. So rather than not exceeding each fight's level cap, we cannot exceed the next major fight's level cap. So that is rival fights, gym leader fights, and Giovanni fights. So all fights in between are, you can level up to the next big fight. So, for instance, the section I was in yesterday at the end of the stream, we had a bunch of fights that were like level 12 and none of our Pokemon could evolve. But if we set our level cap to the next rival fight, it would be, I believe, 18, which would give us a larger pool of Pokemon where some of them would be able to evolve and we'd have a few more options at our disposal. So that is going to help us move forward. That being said, we're starting fresh today. We're gonna see if we can't complete this challenge. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. I've already created a new save file. We will be sticking with our same starter choice. We're going to choose Squirtle, just because the fact that Squirtle learns Tail Whip and is basically the only option that allows us to beat Brock, which actually wound up being the easiest fight yesterday. Other rules in this challenge: cannot use items aside from held items in battle, and once a Pokemon is used to beat a trainer, you cannot use that Pokemon anymore. However, you can use evolutionary lines. So if I use Squirtle to fight Brock, I can use Wartortle to fight someone else. And as yesterday, the same as yesterday, the challenge doesn't actually start until we get Pokeballs, because this first rival fight is physically impossible to beat. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Alright, so we're just gonna blast through this fight, see if we can't win. Oh, for Pete's sake. Nice. Bulbasaur missing. Ooh, do we have a plus attack Squirtle? And it's good that we win this fight because that'll give us a little extra money. Okay, cool. $80. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't get the running shoes until significantly later. So our first fight is going to be against the one required bug catcher in Viridian Forest. They have a level 9 Weedle, and we're going to use a Pidgey to get past it. Because Pidgey, I believe, learns Gust at level 9. Bless you. Boom. We will be using whatchamacallem, rare candies to level our Pokemon up, just in the interest of saving time. And then we will also be using save states to manipulate catching Pokemon with beneficial natures. Because some fights will definitely be made easier with a beneficial nature. Though I don't imagine us having as much trouble as we did last time we tried this. Or to manipulate getting a Rattata with Guts rather than Runaway. Excuse. Cool. Cool. Is there anything else about you that would be interesting? Okay. Let's real quick save, and then we'll create a whatchamacallit, save state. Perfect. Okay, Pokemon. Timid nature is a minus attack nature, so we are going to start. Yeah, so we want lonely, adamant, naughty, or brave. We do not want bold, modest, calm, or timid. I'm just going to put things up just a touch. I just want to use one Pokeball. Okay. Bashful is fine, but not what we're looking for. Brave, we can work with Brave. Brave is plus attack minus speed. Okay, let's save. Damn it, so close. And then we will be buying some Pokeballs when we get back to the Pokemart. And we're just buying as many Pokeballs as possible. And now we go to drop off Squirtle. Let's fast forward through this part. Okay, let's just save real quick. Again, so close. All right. We'll get this bad boy up to level 9. We learn Gust. All right. This should be pretty straightforward. I think we're looking for a high roll. That might have just been a low roll. Or are we looking for a crit? We may be looking for a crit. I think we're looking for a crit. Wait. Nope. Yeah, I think we do need a crit. So close. Come on, show me crit. Not quite. It is annoying because we do have a minus to speed, which will make our crit chance lower. Come on. Not cool, dude. There's that crit. Alright, so while we are here, we need to get a Pikachu. Hold on, is it possible? I want to check something real quick. Well, if I do that, we're going to save. We are going to see. Dance. Pidgey. Like set. Level 9. Wait. Um. Okay. Okay, so we have 26, 13, 12, 11, 11, 50. Okay. Then if we have a 0, level 9. Let's say it's adamant. I believe Spearow learns Peck. I just want to see if it's possible to beat the rival with just Spearow. Peck, clear. -3, -1, -5 is a range. Okay, it's possible. I say we try it with just Spearow so we can save Pikachu for a different fight. All right. Let's get our Spearow. Okay, what do we got? It is Jolly, which is not ideal. Oh, come on. It's not that hard to get a Spearow, right? Jesus Christ. All that work for nothing. Yeah, I basically just want to get them first try. What is the encounter rate on Spearows? %, okay. I guess it is a little bit harder to encounter them than the 45% chance on Rattata. Okay. On. Go me adamant. Naive is also not great. Oh, come on, just show me a Spearow, please. Jesus. 10% feels like 1. Come on. How many encounters has that been? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, I guess I have to attack it once. Apparently. It probably has a slightly lower catch rate than Pidgey. If I can encounter another one. Alright, just don't crit. Okay. Go fuck yourself. Oh my god, Spearow. This is absurd. Who would have thought the fucking hurdle in this playthrough would be catching a goddamn Spearow in one Pokeball? Jesus. It's not even gonna have the right nature, is it? It's gonna have a minus attack nature, I know it. Naughty. Plus attack. Okay, we got it. Right, Naughty is plus attack minus to special defense. I think that's gonna be mostly okay because the only special attacks we have to deal with are from Bulbasaur. Okay. Spearow up to level 9. Alright. So we gotta get Pidgey to -5 and then high roll. And then Bulbasaur I think is -2. Alright, that's one. That's two. Go for sand attack, don't go for tackle. 3. 4. 5. God damn you. Alright, so we need it to go for sand attack at least once. Oh, we could also growl. Yeah, let's do that. Let's growl twice. We'll growl once, because I think that'll be just enough to hold off. Not as much as I was hoping. Oh, what the hell am I doing? Alright, so we growl once, lower his attack, and then we need to leer 5 times. And hopefully it misses a tackle at least once. That's 1. 2. 3. I think we may just be better off going for leer. 4. 5. Yep. I think we just have to go for leer. Or we get Pikachu and hope for the best with Misty. Yeah, it only saves me 1 HP. 2. 3. 4. 5. Miss. Goddamn. Alright, we need that Pikachu. Unfortunately, we are going to have to use that Pikachu. But that's alright. I think we'll be fine. Because we'll at least be able to get Bellsprout before we fight Misty's trainers. And I think Bellsprout will be enough to get through. I think there's 1 trainer that we have to fight in Misty's gym. Okay. Create a save point. And now we hope for the best. And I think we want to get a special attacking Pikachu if we can. Now let's just double check. Pidgey level 9. Pikachu blank set level 9. IVs 0, 0, 0, 0. With a plus special attack. Let's go mild. Thundershock. Huh. Not enough. How did I get past this last time? Hold on, I need to double check something. How did I beat that last time? Did I? Oh, I think I crit with Pikachu, so I don't think it really matters what nature I have. All right, one of these days. There we go. All right, let's create a new save slot there. Let's okay, perfect. Alright, so now we go back, level up the Pikachu to level 9, and then we brute force our way into a crit with it, and then we leer twice with Spearow to take out Bulbasaur? What is Spearow's attack? I have to imagine it has a higher base attack than Pikachu. All right. And now we just farm for crits. And then the hope is once we beat this guy, things will start becoming a little quicker, because then we'll have at least level 14 plus Pokemon. I'm just gonna pick it up. Yeah, I started again, Scarlet. It was gonna be impossible to get past Nugget Bridge because there's a 6 trainer gauntlet plus your next rival fight. And I've tweaked the rules, so rather than level capping at the fight's level, you level cap at the next major fight. So every rival, gym leader, and Giovanni/Rocket leader fight. Just because it was going to be impossible for me to get past that gauntlet with the Pokemon that I had at my disposal. I know it means nothing to you, but it was going to be impossible, and I think that will mean something to you. If not, we have bigger problems. Okay, paralyzed, unfortunate. Okay. And also, welcome back to the stream. How you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. I assume evening for you? I think you're what, like 6 hours behind the East Coast of the US? You're a tad moist. I assume it's from rain. Not an uncommon occurrence from where you're from. You said you're England, right? You're from England, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, from what I understand, England is a fairly moist country overall. Right, no crit there. Depends on who you encounter. Fair enough. Fair enough. Come on, man. Give me that sweet, sweet crit. Not quite. It is unfortunate that the last time I did this fight in the last playthrough, I just got a crit off the bat, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. We're Gucci. This time we are not so Gucci. There we go. That's Gucci. Alright, let's Tail Whip with Pikachu and use Pikachu as a sack. Or we can just get... Because I don't think we're going to die in one hit from the Bulbasaur. So let's just, to be safe, let's do 4 Tail Whips. And then we'll swap in Spearow and peck the shit out of this Bulbasaur. So I assume with it raining and you being moist, you have done something outside, is that correct? Or have you spent most of the day inside? Hell yeah. Nope, didn't we do that? Ooh, you went to see the new Wicked film. That's what I'm doing this evening. How did you enjoy it? I now want to see both films together in one sitting because I believe it would work better that way. But even as a standalone, it was everything I wanted it to be. Fantastic. Yeah, I do think that that type of series is best seen all in one sitting. That's kind of how I feel about the Lord of the Rings films. It's like you have to watch them back to back to back. And you have to watch them extended editions. There's no other way to do it. But yeah, like the story kind of leaves you wanting after the first film. So like I feel like you want to see what happens next. And then the second act, you kind of need that first act to show you what's happened. You kind of are coming in out of nowhere. But I am looking forward to it as well. I really enjoyed the first movie. And I'm looking forward to seeing the second film. Some people are disappointed because the second movie is not as good as the first movie, and it's like, yeah, that's kind of known about Wicked. The second act is largely regarded as a weaker half of the film. So, I get it. But also, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande have done exceptional jobs as these characters. Do you have a favorite song from Wicked? It's an impossible question. I mean, it might seem impossible, but there are some correct answers to that question. I think excluding Defying Gravity, my favorite song is either Dancing Through Life, The Wizard and I, or For Good. Okay, let's real quick save. What do you mean I can't escape? Oh, you son of a bitch. I don't have any antidote. That sucks. After the first time I saw it on stage, the song I liked most were "What Is This Feeling" and "As Long As You're Mine." Also, great choices. That's the thing, is like all the music is good, but everyone can have their favorite songs, and I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer. What am I working with? 13? $11? No Good Deed is so good. Oh, I mean, I know I said that my favorites were those, but No Good Deed Goes Unpunished is such an emotionally charged song, and I'm sure that Cynthia Erivo did a phenomenal job with it. Okay. Use a rare candy. One of your favorite sequences of the film. I cannot wait to see it. Also, I don't know if you're a crier, but my god, I just about survived. When we watched the first Wicked movie, I started tearing up during the scene at the Ozdust Ballroom when Elphaba is doing her like solo dance thing. And I called my sister afterwards, and we were both commiserating about how we were like on the verge of tears during that scene. All right, so we got 14, 13. Alright, we'll use a potion. It was a very sweet moment. It was like the first moment where Glinda does something nice. And it's like, oh, character growth. That's wonderful. And I'm sure that's gonna be the case with most of this second act, is because there's a lot of character growth for that character in that act. Alright, we should be fine. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Yeah, we're fine. Have you watched any other good movies recently? Oh, also, what did you think of the 2 new songs that they added for the movie version of the second act? I'm curious to see how those look and sound. Alright, let's level up our Squirtle. Do we go to level 14? Oh yeah, our level cap changes. I'm pretty sure it's 14. No. That's not what I'm looking for. Ooh, it felt unnecessary if I'm honest, but also just weaker songs compared to the rest. They had been better, maybe they would have been more meaningful, in your humble opinion. That is fair. I am curious if they added them to fill more time to make this feel like a fuller movie, but also 2 songs is going to be what, 8 to 12 minutes max? They added them to get a couple more Oscar nominations. Fair enough. Yes. Level cap is in fact 14. Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, it's still gonna do pretty well at the Oscars. Just even without those songs. And we will get rid of Bubble, because that's 20, and that is 40. One of the new songs for Elphaba and Glinda each, I will say the way they shot Glinda's song was very inventive and technically impressive. Okay. I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to seeing it. What level am I at? The new songs can be nominated for Best Original Songs, where the rest can... Oh, very good point, it me. Very good point. Alright, let's do one more rare candy on Skvartle. Alright, and now we have our Pokemon for Gym Fight number 1 ready to go. We'll just bypass little guy there. We'll do a quick save, though we don't need it. because if I'm not mistaken, this is guaranteed win. Yes, but again, the way the themes of the songs are worked into the overall film score is done really well. Okay. Well, I will have to let you know what I think when we finally go see it. We saved, so onward to Brock. All right. This should be the easiest fight. I'm a musician. I ended up with a lot of opinions on these things. That's fair enough. What instruments do you play? Or are you a vocalist? Play piano, used to play the violin, and do a lot of songwriting. Very cool. I have passing skill on alto, tenor, and bari saxophone. I'm sure it would translate to soprano sax, but I've never played one before. And I also can find my way around an electric bass. But I am by no means a professional. But I do appreciate good music. Look, I have a lot of sax appeal. Though I haven't used my sax appeal in a long time. So I may be out of practice. Alright, easy peasy. Brock is sleazy. Alright, so now level cap jumps up to, I believe, 18. Yes, our level cap jumps up to 18. Used or 3. All right, so we need to catch a Rattata. Hope it has guts and a reasonable nature. Modest is special attack? Yeah, Modestus special attack. It does have guts though, so that's good, but I think we have to start over again. Okay. Adamant. Good. Come on. Guts. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. We have you. All right. So there are, I believe, 4 fights that we have to get through here. We have Rattata. We have... When does Rattata evolve? That evolves at level 20, so not quite. We have Rattata, Mankey. Caterpie, Butterfree, and Beedrill. And I think this is going to be significantly easier now, because we can level up to 18 rather than 12 and 10. I mean, you gotta be kidding me, Weedle. Gotta be kidding me, Caterpie. Come on. Come on. Alright, I guess I will attack you once. Alright. We want a special attack boosting Caterpie. Or do we? Brave is attack boosting. Well, the question is, will a level 18 Caterpie be able to defeat a Okay, so it's Caterpie, Weedle, Caterpie, Rattata, Nidoran, female. Okay. Alright, let's catch ourselves a Weedle. Come on, where are my Weedles at? We're gonna catch a Weedle rather than a Kakuna because we want to have Poison Sting just in case. Because who knows? Alright. Whoops, forgot that I'm not giving them nicknames. Pokemon, Weedle, Summary, Modest, minus attack, that's terrible. We're just gonna go back to before we... Shoot! I fucked up. That's the wrong combination of buttons, and now I have a terrible Weedle. Okay, so now we're gonna do Shift F10. Okay. Damn it. Pokemon. Summary. Naughty is plus attack. That we can work with. Oh, you know what I need. Yeah, you know what I need. Running shoes. Let's speed up travel. Alright, now let's go to the Pokemon boxes. Pokemon, Party Pokemon. You are going to be released. Okay, so I believe we have use of Rattata, Mankey, the Caterpie line, the Weedle line, and that's it. But that should get us through. Leave me alone. was almost very dumb. Come on, just let me get out of here. I hate this. I hate this. All right. Come on, Mankey. Docile is neutral. I think we'll be okay. I think the level difference is going to be fine. All right, so I think what we do is we think we fight the first trainer with the Mankey. And then we do Rattata versus the next fight. And then we use Butterfree. No, we use Beedrill, because Beedrill overall doesn't have as much use to us. Butterfree will be a better Pokemon to have for the Super Nerd fight in Mount Moon. Yes, I won't count using Pokemon to catch other Pokemon because I'm not like progressing the game using them. It's just gathering Pokemon for utility. I think in my mind, I'm only using Pokemon to battle trainers, and those would be the fights that count towards them being retired. If that makes sense. Because in order to play the game, you need to have one Pokemon on your team. So if I don't have any Pokemon usable, it's game over. But yeah, I'm only counting fights against trainers as the fights that would retire a Pokemon. Because if I lost the use of a Pokemon fighting a random wild encounter, I would not have gotten past Brock. There just would have been no way. There's only 151, well, technically 150 usable Pokemon, though technically slightly less than that because of version exclusive, which is ultimately not that important. Excuse me. But even doing just required trainers is really going to push this challenge to its limits. Alright, so let's start with you. Let's put the rest of y'all in here. We can level up to 18. Alright. Let's get rid of low kick because low kick is not going to do us any good. Because low kick is only useful for heavier Pokemon. Its power increases the heavier the Pokemon is. Which most of the Pokemon I'm going to be fighting are fairly low level. Or fairly light, rather. Alright. We got our level 18 Mankey. Full health, level 18 Mankey. Might as well just do a little bit of shopping before we get too far. Take another 8. Alright, we will save here. Alright, this hopefully going to be relatively easy. Let's just see what Scratch does. Alright. We gotta leer once. And I will do that on all of the Pokemon on this team. Whether or not it's a range, I don't want to try too many times. Excuse me. And then we leer. And then we scratch. Perfect. And then we leer one more time. And then we scratch one more time. Really does not want me going first. Still gonna go first though. Alright. Fairly simple. I think this level cap rule is going to make this significantly easier. Alright. Now I gotta run back. We will grab Rattata. Okay, I did select him. Oh wait, I need to grab a Pokemon first. Was this a challenge you made yourself, or is this a pre-existing thing? So, from what I have found, no one has tried this yet with Pokemon. However, I was inspired by other one-hit runs, specifically the backlogs and several, or I think it was the backlogs, hosted a one-shot challenge in Dark Souls and then again in Dark Souls 2, and that inspired me to do that in this game because I have more experience with this game than I do Dark Souls. So I think it would be easier for me to do, but we'll see. And I have tried it before, but I used a hacking software to hack in Pokemon. But I did my best to try and match their movesets and abilities in game, but I made a couple mistakes, so I am wanting to revisit this challenge because I want to right the mistakes that I made. Because I think ultimately this is an interesting challenge, but if I do it incorrectly, it doesn't feel right to me. Alright, let's level up Tatters. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, Ooh, Hyper Fang. That's so useful. Oh, it was literally one level off from what I had last time. That's so annoying. 15. 16. 17. 18. All right. Gotta watch out for her. Okay. Let's save. And we'll create a save state. And now we hope. Now, I think that Hyper Fang is just better than Quick Attack. I think Hyper Fang is like 60 base power. Oh, 80 base power. Yeah, we're definitely using that. And I think we're gonna be A-okay. Alright. This fight last time took probably 30 minutes of trying. Keep that in mind. %90 accuracy feels like 50% accuracy. Jesus Christ. I think this is slightly bulkier, but we're just gonna go for it. Yeah. One try, baby. It's amazing what 6 more levels will do. And then we gotta leave this way. Alright, I think we're fine. 17, 16, 15, 14. Feels too easy if you ask me. You say that now, but we still are going to need a fair amount of luck, because Nugget Bridge is no joke. It's still a lot of fights, and we're going to lose a lot of Pokemon that way. This is simply to make it somewhat feasible. And believe me, there are still some very difficult fights coming up. The Giovanni fights in particular are very difficult, except for his gym fight, which is the last fight, and it's silly. Okay, so we move Pokemon. Let's grab Weedle. All right, and we are up to 6 Pokemon used. And opponents beaten 5. Okay. Five, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. Now we have B drill. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We get focus energy, which is huge. Move should be forgotten. String shot for sure. String shot does nothing for us. $16, 17, 18. All right. All right, Scarlet, you very vividly remember this fight. Let's save. You remember how long I tried to get 2 crits in a row? Let's see how much easier this is. All right. Can we do it first try? All right. We got a level 11 Caterpie. So let's try Fury Attack. There's still some chance that I may not get this first try. I joined stream mid-pain, if I recall correctly. You do recall correctly, but you still witnessed a fair amount of pain. All right, let's see if Fury Attack. So we need a 4 hit or... Okay, so we're gonna need to focus energy because that will increase our crit chance. Because we will need that on Metapod. So if Caterpie is a 4 hit crit, we definitely need at least 1 crit and high rolls. That's 1 crit. And that's 2. All right. So we need at least 1 crit, ideally 2. But we definitely need 5 hits. It's 1 crit. That's 2 crits, baby. 2 tries. We are rolling now, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. So much easier. All right. So now I just need to make sure that I don't fuck anything up. I gotta go behind these two dudes. Now we go back to the Pokemon Center. We will gather our Caterpie. We will deposit our Beedrill. Nope, nope. Place Beedrill here. Alright. Now we need to catch more Pokemon. We need another Pidgey. Need another Rattata. We need another Mankey. Although I think Mankey we can hold off until after Lieutenant Surge. So we need another Pidgey. We need another Mankey. When does Spearow evolve? Spearow evolves at level 20, which is somewhat unfortunate, but I think we'll be okay. But where can we catch it after game locations? Route 9. So that's after I do. So I should get another Spearow. So another Rattata, another Spearow, another Pidgey. 2 Nidoran males, 2 Nidoran females. A Jigglypuff. A Clefairy. 2 Geodudes. Alright, well let's start with this. All right. Pokemon Pidgey. I just want to see summary. Timid nature is minus attack. That's terrible. So the reason we are going back and catching more of the Pokemon that we've used is we need other versions of them so that we can evolve them later in the game. Because after we go through Mount Moon, there is a cutoff point where you can no longer catch certain Pokemon. So I need to make sure that I have those Pokemon on hand before I make that move. Rash nature is fine. Does it have guts? It does have guts, so that's reasonable. Jesus Christ, man. All right, let's Pokeball. Yeah. Come on. Give me a Pidgey. Okay. I think, honestly, as long as we don't have a minus attack nature, we should be okay. But if we can get a plus attack, that would be good. Give a nickname to captured Pidgey. Yeah, no. Pokemon. Okay, summary. Quirky is neutral. I think we take it. We'll get the thing on the way back. God damn it. Alright, and then we grab Spearow. Alright, Jesus Christ. I guess I'll level up my Rattata a bit so that I have a little more of an advantage for running away. Alright, let's... No. We want to use Pokeball. F10. That one. Fight. Tackle. Bag. Pokeball. Perfect. No. Pokemon. Summary. Relaxed nature is plus defense minus speed. I don't like that. I specifically want an attack based nature for Fearow. We load that one. Oh. Do that one. We can hold off on the Mankey. It is really annoying when the Pokemon you want just doesn't show up. That one. Nope. Bag. Pokeball. Perfect. No. Nope. Pokemon. Hero summary. Bashful is neutral nature. I should, you know what, let's try. If I catch this one, will it also be bashful nature? Or is it predetermined when you get the encounter, or is it predetermined when you catch it? I would assume it's when you get the encounter. Yeah, it's when you get the encounter. Okay. May just take a hot second. Is it a higher catch rate or a higher encounter rate on Route 4? Oh yeah, we're gonna do that. This endeavor was pointless. Aren't most of life's endeavors pointless? That is a very nihilistic viewpoint. I mean, it really depends on your outlook on life, I guess. Because if all endeavors were pointless, why even do anything? Nihilistic. Nihilistic just means like you have I believe you have an outwardly negative view of the world, but not necessarily like a depressed view. It's like everything is bad, it's always been bad, there's nothing we can do about it. I believe it was a philosophy that was popularized by Friedrich Nietzsche. Nihilism is a family of philosophical views arguing that life is meaningless, the moral values are baseless, and that knowledge is impossible. I was kind of close for like an armchair philosophy person. because I am not a philosopher by any stretch of the imagination. All right. Make sure we avoid her. But we get some new encounters. Oh, that works too. Let's run from that just for... Alright, Shift F10. Actually, no, let's not do that here, because she poses a potential threat. I mean, not to get too deep into it, but when you see assholes succeed and good people suffer, yeah, color me nihilistic. That is kind of where that viewpoint came from, I think. I may be incorrect about that, but that is a fair reaction to seeing shitty people succeed and good people suffer. Okay, I do think I actually have to be in here. Alright. Can I run away? No, I can't. Of course, why would I be able to run away? Why would I be able to run away? Okay. Let's go to my bag. Let's use a rare candy. Just to get some extra... buffer there. Okay, Shift F10. Do that. Okay, so we need 2 Nidoran females, 2 Nidoran males. Actually, 3 Nidoran females, 3 Nidoran males. And 2 Clefairy. Just gonna keep trying to catch this guy unless it's predestined. There we go. No. Pokemon. Summary. Hasty, I believe, is neutral nature. A nihilist in a horror film. We're all gonna die one day anyway, so just kill me. I don't care. I feel like that already is a character in a horror film, but I cannot think of which one. It wouldn't surprise me if that was someone in a horror film. That would be your character if you were in a horror film? Fair enough. I would probably be one of the first people to die. I don't know why, but I just think that that would be the case. Alright, let's deposit some Pokemon. Deposit Caterpie in box 1. Let's store you in box 1. And let's store you in box 1. You would also be one of the first people to die. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go through that horror. Just get it over with, man. There's some fucked up shit that happens. All right, let's... Goddamn. Nope. We're just gonna... F10. Boom. All right. F10. Do that one. Tag. Pokeball. And you. Ball. If I woke up in the Saw game, I'd just be like, I'm not playing. Yeah, me too. It's just like, no, yeah, I don't want to do this. Just end it. Jesus, for the love of God. All right, let's see what this Jigglypuff has. Summary, gentle nature, which is minus defense plus special defense. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll roll with it. Ooh. What item be you holding? I got an Oranberry. Could possibly be very useful. Okay, shift of 10. Let's hold off on you. All right, come on, man. There we go. Pokemon. Summary. Another docile nature. I think that should be fine. Serious nature is also neutral. I think we'll be fine with neutral nature. Nidorans. Let's now get ourselves some Nidoran males. This may take a hot second. Now, Scarlett, are you a fan of horror movies? Or do you just bring it up because of the humor of being a nihilistic person in a horror movie? Boy. That 1% encounter rate is rough. I scare very easily. As do I. Though every once in a while I do enjoy a horror movie. But I'm not seeking them out in my everyday life. I do think that there are... I think to your point that there are some horror films that are very good. I think Midsommar and Hereditary are probably my two biggest horror fandoms, I guess. I don't know. I enjoyed those movies more than most horror movies. Yes, Midsommar was amazing because it kind of bucked a lot of the traditions of classic horror movies where it's like dark and scary. But it still has a lot of that psychological, like, oh my god, what would you do in this situation? I would say it's more psychological thriller than horror, but there are horror elements in it, to be fair. Like when they find the guy butterflied in that shed. Oh, gross. No, thank you. Yes, Hereditary did also make me feel unsafe. But also just a very good film. I think the most uneasy I've been watching a horror movie recently was a few years ago. My girlfriend and I watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Legitimately horrifying, some of the stuff that was going on in that movie. Jesus Christ, where is this Nidoran male? Are you familiar with the books, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? They were kind of like children's horror stories that were adapted into a anthology collection of short films. But there were a couple of those shorts that like legitimately made my skin crawl. Good Christ, these Nidoran do not want to appear. They appear in... No, they do not. The only place I can catch them. Come on. Where's the pink mouse rabbit? All right. This might have to be something I do off stream because this is ridiculous how many encounters I've had. I feel like I've definitely surpassed the 100 encounter mark, which is now I'm running in the red. Come on. Just one. I just want one encounter. Scarlett, what is your favorite movie? And if you don't have just one, what is like your top 5? Good fucking Lord. I feel like I've been looking for this fucking rat for 20 minutes. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is probably your number one. I have never seen that movie, and I feel like I should. Forgive me, what remind me of the plot of that movie? I'm a Philistine? How dare you? Excuse me while I look up Philistine. A person who is hostile or indifferent to culture and the arts, who has no understanding of them. Wow. Rude. But also probably fair. All right, we taking bets on whether I find this Nidoran mail before 2 hours and 30 minutes. Jim Carrey gets a memory of his relationship with Kate Winslet erased from his mind. Ooh. Oh yeah, I would definitely enjoy that movie. I am a big fan of Jim Carrey, and I also really enjoy him in more dramatic roles. It's always nice when like a comedian does well with dramatic roles. Like Robin Williams was the king of doing dramatic roles, but doing them in such a way that was charming, and he brought so much love to those roles, like Patch Adams, Dead Poet Society, Good Will Hunting. Also very true. I could have stopped that Robin Williams was the king. Oh my god. It definitely did not take this long last night when I was looking for a Nidoran mail. I also really loved Jim Carrey in The Truman Show. That movie was phenomenal. and it was one of those movies that I finally watched later in life. It's got to be Battle Royale, Amelie, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, West Side Story. Yeah, I'm really not doing myself any favors to refute the Philistine line, but I have only seen West Side Story of those movies, so you might be correct in the fact that I am a Philistine. Boy, howdy. Where is this fucking bunny? I'm about ready to give up. Because, my god, this is ridiculous. Like, I know it's a low encounter chance, but, like, fucking come on. I have heard very good things about Battle Royale, and it's on my watch list. I just haven't taken the time to do so. Very Japanese in a good way. I would expect nothing less. Okay. Oh, 'tis here. All right. Shift F10. All right. All right. We got our Nidoran mail. One of 3. Boy, that took fucking 30 minutes. All right. I swear to God, if this has a minus attack nature, I'm going to be so mad. Summary. Docile. It's neutral, baby. But if you want to just laugh and have a heart filled with warmth, watch Priscilla, 3 Australian drag queens traveling through the outback. It's a classic. That sounds awesome. I will have to look that up. So you're not talking about the 2023 Apple TV movie about Priscilla Presley? The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Oh, it has Terrence Stamp, Hugo Weaving, and Guy Pearce? Fuck me up. They got Terrence Stamp in drag. I'm sold. I'm so sold on this movie. All right. All right, we're gonna stick with those Pokemon. So let's. Okay, so we have. I think we go with one of the Nidoran females for this next fight. What are my faves? It comes and goes over time, but overall, I would say The Departed, because it was the first movie that really subverted my expectations. And I don't want to go into it too far because it would be spoiling the movie, but it's a, if you haven't seen it, it's a Martin Scorsese Boston-based mob film, loosely based on the life of mobster Whitey Bulger. As far as mob movies goes, I've heard there are better mob movies, but for me, it was one of the first movies that really, as I said, subverted my expectations. Then either The Grand Budapest Hotel or Moonrise Kingdom by Wes Anderson. It's really how I'm feeling on the day. The Green Mile or Shawshank Redemption. You haven't seen any Scorsese films. That's interesting. For him, he's such a prolific director. It's surprising that you haven't seen anything he's directed, but he does have a very specific style, and if you're not into that style, it may not be up your alley. And then I really, really enjoy Kiki's Delivery Service, but I don't know if it's like favorite movie, but it's one of those movies that you just watch to feel good. And then Lord of the Rings trilogy is up there. It's one of those things that like every year or two I will do a marathon, watch all of them back to back to back, and it's a great time. All right, so we level up. And then we need to be careful. I think once we get to level 15, we stop the slowdown and make sure it doesn't evolve. Grand Budapest Hotel is really good. If you haven't seen Moonrise Kingdom, I highly recommend it. Moonrise Kingdom is just such a heartwarming coming-of-age story. I would give it another watch. It's very good. No. Poison Sting kind of sucks. And then if you... I actually really liked Isle of Dogs. I also enjoyed Isle of Dogs. I feel like a lot of his movies recently have unfortunately fallen victim to, and I say this with the utmost respect to him, they have become too Wes Anderson for his own good, in that they're like getting to the point where they're too pretentious. Because let's face it, Wes Anderson films are always going to be pretentious by nature, but they're now getting into the over-the-top pretension, and I can't get behind it as much. Asteroid City was a step in the right direction, but it still didn't have that same charm that Moonrise Kingdom and Grand Budapest Hotel had. But I'm glad that you feel the same way about it, because from most of the people I've talked with, that seems to be the feeling that a lot of people have. Okay. Alright, let's do this fight. And then we'll probably call it good, because we will have gotten back to the same point we were at last time. I couldn't get through the French Dispatch. I think I stopped in like the third vignette. Oh no, there was just something about it that I just did not like. I started watching the short film of Henry Sugar, and I switched off after 15 minutes. I haven't seen that one, so I can't make any comments toward it. But yes, I do feel like his recent films have gotten a little too pretentious. But hey, people evolve over time. It's none of my business whether he does pretentious movies or not, but I would like to see more of a return to the form of Budapest Hotel and Moonrise Kingdom. Time for Moonrise Kingdom 2! Because that's what Wes Anderson needs to start doing, is sequel films. Because that will help. For sure. He needs to create a Wes Anderson cinematic universe. The even grander Budapest Hotel. See, like, the thing with the Grand Budapest Hotel that I really liked is, like, it was pretentious, but it also had this level of trashiness to it that made it at least somewhat relatable. Because yes, everyone was terrible, like really rich and kind of terrible people, but they did stupid shit and it made them more relatable as characters to someone like me. And I feel like I don't think I had that same relatability to any of the characters in the French Dispatch. There's a new exhibition in London of Wes Anderson's personal archives, which I'm going to next weekend, with all sorts of items from his filmmaking history. I am so jealous of you right now. That sounds awesome. Well, next time I see you after that, you have to tell me how it is, because I want to know every detail about it. That sounds so cool. Where is the exhibition? There's a small exhibition after Isle of Dogs was released with all the set and character models. That was pretty cool. Oh, that would have been so cool. Like, I'm curious, how large were the actual, like, sets and puppets or rigs? Because I'm always curious. Excuse me. I'm always curious to know the actual scale to which they build them. I would assume they're probably like a foot or so tall. All right. Let's save state here. And then we go in Pokemon. We got ourselves a level 18 Nidoran female. About to kick this Rocket Grunt's ass. They were very small, but very beautifully crafted. Interesting. See, I guess in my head, I always picture them being like the same size as like Nightmare Before Christmas models, because those were on the larger side. But I guess guess I'm not as informed. Alright. Double kick. Rattata. Alright, that was not nearly as much damage as I thought it was going to be. Alright. New exhibition is in a place called the Design Museum in London. I think this is the same place that recently had an exhibition on the history of Barbie. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoy when you go to it. That sounds awesome. Let's do 3. And then we'll go 4. If that doesn't work, I'll be shocked. I will thank you to do so. I really do want to know how it is, because that sounds awesome. Awesome. All right. This fight took so much longer last time. All right, I'm feeling much better about this run. All right. Let's get out of here. Let's go to the Pokemon Center. Let's save, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. All right. Scusi. In other film news, I'm very excited for The Devil Wears Prada 2 next year. I'm very happy for you. I have no feelings here or there about it. I'm sure people who are fans of the movie are stoked about it. I just never watched it, so I don't know how I feel about it. No, don't unfollow. We can have different tastes. It's okay. Please don't leave me. It's been very fun talking to you. I need validation to feel good about myself. Oh, that was almost a really bad move on my part. Just let me get out of here, please. Yes, I am super excited about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. That is in my favor. Have I saved face enough for you to stay following? What I love about the Mario movie and the Super Mario Galaxy movie that is the fact that Jack Black during the like press junket was like, I am now Bowser and you cannot convince me otherwise, so I'm going to go all in on this character and you are going to love it. And I did love it, and I think he was the perfect pick for Bowser. And I am very happy with the people they chose for Bowser Jr. and Rosalina. How are your feelings towards the picks for Bowser Jr. and Rosalina? You haven't paid attention. Come on, what are you doing? All right, so now we got Pokemon used 7, trainers beaten 6. Yeah, they did a little feature about it in, I think, the most recent Nintendo Direct. Benny Safdie was in Oppenheimer. He played one of the scientists. I don't know what else he has been in, though. But I think his vocal performance in the trailer is very similar to Baby Bowser's voice in the games. It might be a little bit deeper, but I think overall it's a pretty faithful adaptation of Bowser Jr.'s voice. So I'm excited to see it. I also really enjoyed the movie despite the existence of Chris Pratt in it. I enjoy Chris Pratt. We need to stop putting him in stuff. Like, there's too much Chris Pratt out there. Give us someone else. But yeah, I'm excited. Brie Larson, good actress, very ordinary voice though. But like, Rosalina doesn't have like a terribly distinct voice, so I think it's a pretty apt choice for her voice. And plus, it's a little bit of that name recognition that these animated movies are really going for these days. But I think overall Brie Larson will do a good job as Rosalina. I'm just excited for the movie because it looks pretty spectacular. And it's nice to have a good Mario movie now. So I have faith in it. As opposed to the 1992 John Leguizamo and oh my god, I can't remember who played Mario in that movie. But yeah, that 1992 movie was a travesty. So it's nice that we actually have a faithful adaptation of Mario. Bob Hoskins, thank you very much. And on that note, on the note of Bob Hoskins, I'm going to call it here. Thank you again, Scarlett, for hanging in there with me. It's been a pleasure chatting about movies with you. I look forward to hearing about your adventure to see Wes Anderson's Exhibit, and I look forward to talking to you more about the Wicked For Good movie next time. But until then, keep it cool, keep it sleazy, keep those joysticks smoking, and I'll see you next time.
So long!